Welcome, dear one. I want you to take a deep breath. Just for a moment, close your eyes and breathe gently. Feel your shoulders soften, your jaw relax, and your heart begin to slow down. I know the world can feel loud sometimes. It seems like the people who get noticed are the ones who speak the most, move the fastest, or take up the most space. But you are not here to compete with noise. You are here to return to your center. You are here to discover the quiet, steady strength that lives within you. And I want you to know something very important. You don't have to be loud to be confident. Confidence is not about shouting. It's not about proving anything. Confidence is a gentle knowing, a calm truth that lives inside of you and never needs permission to exist. I know it may not always feel easy to connect with that truth. Maybe you've been told you need to be bolder, brighter, more outspoken. Maybe you've been overlooked, misunderstood, or even doubted. But none of that defines your worth. You are not less just because you are quiet. In fact, quietness can be one of the most powerful forces in this world. The soft wind still moves the trees. The still water reflects the sky. The most sacred truths are often whispered, not shouted. And so, if you've ever felt small or unsure because your voice isn't the loudest, I want to remind you now, there is power in your presence. There is strength in your calm. You do not need to change who you are to be valuable. You simply need to come home to yourself again and again. Confidence is not something outside of you. It is already here. Sometimes it's hidden beneath layers of fear or old beliefs, but it's still here, waiting for you. And as we walk through this gentle journey together, we will uncover that quiet power within you. The truth is, your worth does not come from how many words you speak or how many people applaud you. Your worth comes from the love you carry inside, the peace you choose each day, and the way you treat yourself when no one else is watching. Confidence grows from kindness, from the way you speak to yourself, the way you hold your own heart. So I want you to try something with me now. Put your hand on your heart and softly say, I am safe to be exactly who I am. Say it again. I am safe to be exactly who I am. That is the truth. You do not have to earn your right to feel strong. You do not have to become someone louder or louder or louder still. You only need to become more loving to yourself, more present with your own breath, and more willing to believe in your quiet strength. This is your journey back to confidence, not the kind the world shouts about, but the kind that lasts, the kind that whispers, I am enough, even in silence. Confidence is often misunderstood. So many of us grew up thinking that to be confident, we had to be bold, outgoing, and unshakably certain. We were taught that we had to stand tall, speak up, be loud, and always know exactly what to say. And if we weren't that way, if we were soft-spoken, gentle, thoughtful, or still, we might have felt invisible or less than. But I want you to pause here with me. I want to invite you to see confidence in a new way. Confidence is not about being loud. It's not about having all the answers or always being right. Confidence is a feeling of trust in yourself. It's a deep knowing that you are whole and worthy, just as you are. It's the quiet voice that says, I may not have all the answers, but I trust myself to figure it out. That's true confidence. Real confidence feels like coming home. It feels like relaxing your shoulders and breathing more deeply. It feels like being okay with not being perfect. It feels like listening to your heart and trusting its rhythm. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to be in alignment with your own truth. Think of a tree. A strong, tall tree does not shout to prove it's rooted. It simply stands grounded and steady. The tree doesn't need to compare itself to the others. It grows at its own pace. You are like that tree. The power you hold is in your stillness, in your depth. You don't need to wave your arms or raise your voice to be worthy. You are already enough. Sometimes the most confident people are not the ones speaking the most, but the ones who listen with their whole hearts. The ones who walk into a room and bring peace. The ones who hold space without needing to take it. That can be you. That already is you. I want you to try this simple affirmation with me now. I am safe to be exactly who I am. Repeat it slowly. Feel the words in your body. Confidence is about feeling safe in your own skin. It's about being gentle with your doubts and firm in your love for yourself. It's not a mask you wear or a role you play. It's who you are when you allow yourself to be soft, real, and open. And that is more than enough. There's a calm kind of confidence that grows stronger every day you choose to be kind to yourself. Every time you speak with care. Every moment you honor your truth. You are not too quiet. You are not too sensitive. You are exactly who you need to be. And the world needs more people like you. People who live from the inside out, who don't need to shout to be strong, who trust their own presence to be enough. So many of us carry old stories from our childhood, stories that told us we had to be louder to be noticed, stories that said we had to act a certain way to be loved. Maybe you were the quiet child who watched and listened. Maybe you were thoughtful, observant, soft-hearted, and maybe someone told you that you needed to come out of your shell, or speak up more, or be more confident. Those words might have stayed with you. They might have made you believe that something was wrong with the way you were. But nothing was wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you now. You were simply being yourself. You were already whole, already lovable. But when we hear those messages over and over again, especially when we're small and learning how to see ourselves, we start to believe that we are not enough, that we must change, that we must become someone else to be accepted. And so we try. We try to be louder. We try to fit in. We try to be who they want us to be. But in doing so, we lose touch with our true selves, the self that is already worthy, the self that doesn't need to prove anything, the self that is quietly powerful. I want to invite you to reconnect with that part of you, the part that remembers how it felt to just be, to exist without judgment, to simply breathe and be enough. We begin by offering love to the child within us, the one who needed reassurance, not correction, the one who needed to be seen, not fixed. That child is still inside of you, waiting to be loved, waiting to hear the words, "You are okay, you are safe, you don't need to change to be loved." Healing begins when we stop blaming ourselves for how others treated us. It begins when we stop apologizing for our nature. You were never too quiet. You were never too much or not enough. You were simply you, and that was always more than enough. Try this affirmation with me now. I lovingly reparent my inner child with kindness and truth. Breathe into that. Let those words settle in your heart. Confidence is born when we stop fighting ourselves, when we make peace with our past and choose love in the present, when we realize that our quietness was never a weakness, it was a form of wisdom, a form of sensitivity, a form of deep, intuitive strength. Your inner child deserves to feel safe, deserves to feel celebrated, deserves to be told, "I see you, I love you, I'm proud of you. And you right now deserve to hear the same. You are worthy. You are enough. You are powerful, even in your gentleness, especially in your gentleness. Our thoughts are powerful. They are not just words floating in our minds. They are instructions we give to our bodies, to our hearts, to our energy. Every thought you think sends a message to every part of you. When you think, I'm not good enough, your body feels it. Your chest may tighten. Your breath may become shallow. Your shoulders may slump. And when you think, I am safe, I am enough, your body opens up. Your breath flows more freely. Your heart softens. This is the mind-body connection. It is always working, whether we notice it or not. You can use this connection to support your confidence gently and lovingly. You don't need to force anything. You don't need to pretend. You just need to choose kinder thoughts, one at a time. Thoughts that nourish, not punish. Thoughts that support, not scare. Confidence lives in your body as much as it lives in your mind. It's in the way you breathe, the way you carry yourself, the way you return to stillness when the world feels chaotic. I invite you to begin paying attention to how your body feels when you think different thoughts. When you say to yourself, I can't do this, how does your body react? And when you say, I am learning and growing, do you notice a shift? This is the wisdom of your body responding. It's always speaking to you. Let's work with it, not against it. Begin each day with a few minutes of breathing. Inhale slowly through your nose and exhale through your mouth. As you breathe, place one hand on your heart and the other on your belly. Say to yourself softly, I am calm. I am strong. Repeat it a few times. Feel the energy settle inside you. Feel your body respond to your kindness. These small moments of connection help you build a sense of safety inside. And from that safety, confidence grows. Remember, you don't need to be loud to be heard by yourself. You don't need to make noise to feel powerful. When your mind and body are in harmony, you glow from within. That glow is not for show, it's for truth, for alignment, for peace. The world may try to pull you in many directions, but your breath, your thoughts, your body, they can bring you back home. The more you practice these quiet moments, the more your body will remember what it feels like to feel safe, to feel strong, to feel enough. So breathe. Gently guide your thoughts toward kindness, and know that every soft, loving choice you make is helping you build a new way of being. One where confidence lives inside your bones, your breath, your heartbeat. This is your power, quiet, steady, real. Sometimes when we've spent a long time being hard on ourselves, it can feel strange to look in the mirror with love. But mirror work is one of the most powerful tools I have ever known. It's not about being perfect. It's not about liking everything you see right away. It's about learning to meet yourself, face to face, with compassion. When you look into your own eyes, you begin to see the truth. There is someone in there who wants to be loved. Someone who has tried so hard. Someone who has been strong in ways no one else may ever know. And that someone deserves your kindness. I invite you to begin simply. Stand in front of a mirror. Look into your eyes. You might feel awkward at first or even emotional. That's okay. You're reconnecting. You're opening the door to a part of yourself that has been waiting to be seen. Start by saying your name gently. Then say, I love you. If that feels too big, start with, I am learning to love you, or I am here for you. These words are not just sounds, they are medicine. They go deep. They touch places where old wounds live. and with practice, they bring healing. Mirror work is a way of building trust with yourself. The more you do it, the more you begin to feel seen. And when we feel seen by ourselves, we stop needing so much from the outside world. We no longer search for approval in every direction. We find it within. Confidence grows when we stop rejecting ourselves. When we stop waiting to be perfect before we can love ourselves. When we accept the whole of who we are, messy, growing, soft, and beautiful. Try this today. Look into the mirror and say, "You are lovable. You matter. You are enough." Repeat it with tenderness. Even if you don't fully believe it yet, say it anyway, because you are planting seeds, seeds of truth, seeds of love, seeds of real, lasting confidence. The kind that grows from deep roots, not shallow praise. This practice may feel simple, but it is life-changing. It brings you back to yourself. It helps you remember that your presence matters, your voice matters, your life matters. And you don't have to be loud to claim your space. You just have to be willing to show up for yourself, with love, with honesty, with patience. Mirror work teaches you how to be your own best friend. And in that friendship, you discover something beautiful. You were never broken. You were always whole. You just needed to be reminded. And now, with every loving look, every kind word, you are reminding yourself. You are coming home. We all have an inner voice that speaks to us throughout the day. Sometimes it encourages us, comforts us, cheers us on. But other times, it criticizes, doubts, and even shames. This inner voice is not your enemy. It's a part of you that learned certain patterns long ago. Maybe it picked up harsh words from others. Maybe it thought it was keeping you safe by warning you not to take risks. But even when it sounds cruel, the inner critic is often just afraid. It's afraid of failure, rejection, disappointment, and it tries to protect you by keeping you small. The problem is that smallness isn't your truth. You are meant to grow. You are meant to shine. So what do we do with the inner critic? We don't fight it. We don't yell back. We listen with love, and then we offer a new choice. We begin to reframe the harshness into support. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," we say, "I'm doing my best and I'm learning." Instead of, "I always mess up," we say, "Every mistake is part of my growth." We become the voice we needed all along. This shift takes practice, and it begins with awareness. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself. When you notice a harsh thought, pause. Ask yourself, would I say this to someone I love? If not, you don't need to say it to yourself. Try this affirmation with me now. Every thought I choose is a seed. I plant only those that grow peace. Imagine your thoughts like a garden. If you keep planting weeds of fear and judgment, you'll feel overgrown with worry. But if you plant seeds of kindness, hope, and self-trust, your life begins to bloom with confidence. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about speaking to yourself in a way that supports your healing. When you catch the inner critic being loud, slow down. Say, "Thank you for trying to protect me, but I choose love now." And then speak to yourself with the tenderness you would give a child, a dear friend, someone you adore. Over time, the inner critic softens. It begins to learn that it doesn't have to be loud to be heard. It learns that love is a safer guide than fear. And you, dear one, begin to feel more peaceful inside. Confidence grows in that peace. It grows in the soft soil of compassion. You are not your harsh thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. you have the power to choose new ones. And with every loving thought you plant, you are rewriting your story, not with force, but with gentleness. That's how we reframe. That's how we return to truth. That's how we build real confidence, one soft, kind word at a time. You don't need big changes or grand gestures to feel more confident. Often, it's the small, loving choices we make every day that bring us closer to who we really are. Confidence grows through consistency. It grows through rituals that bring us back to ourselves again and again. These practices don't need to take much time. They just need to come from a place of care. When you wake up in the morning, before you reach for your phone or start thinking about the day ahead, place your hand on your heart and say, "I am enough. I am safe to be myself." Breathe those words in. Let them sink into your body. When you drink your tea or coffee, take a moment to feel gratitude. Whisper a quiet affirmation as you sip, "I am calm. I am capable. I move through life with ease." These small moments matter. They anchor you. They remind you of your truth when the world feels overwhelming. Keep a little journal nearby where you can write down kind words to yourself. Each morning or evening, take a few minutes to write 3 things you like about yourself or 3 things you did well that day. They don't have to be big. I was patient with myself. I made time to rest. I spoke kindly today. These are victories. These are signs of growth. Light a candle in the evening and let it represent your inner light. As it flickers, remind yourself, my light doesn't need to be loud to shine. You can also try grounding walks. Just you, your breath, and your steps. Walk slowly. Breathe deeply. As you walk, say quietly in your mind, "With each step, I grow more confident in who I am." These rituals are like watering the roots of a plant. They don't always bring instant results, but over time, they nourish something deep inside you. Confidence is not about perfection. It's about being with yourself in a steady, loving way. When you return to these practices day after day, even when you don't feel your best, you are building something strong. You are telling yourself, "I matter. I am worth the time. I am worth the care." And that message creates transformation. It creates a solid foundation for your self-worth, one that doesn't depend on anyone else. These gentle habits become your quiet strength. They are a way of saying, "I choose me. I choose peace. I choose love." And each time you do, your confidence grows. Not in a loud, flashy way, but in a deep, lasting way. The kind that stays with you. The kind that carries you forward. The kind that says, "I am home in myself." There is a quiet kind of strength that does not need to be explained. It's the strength of presence. The strength of showing up with love. The strength of being true to who you are, even when others don't understand. Kindness is not weakness. It is one of the greatest expressions of confidence. When you are kind, when you are gentle, when you offer love without needing anything in return, you are standing in your power. You are saying, "I know who I am, and I choose to bring light." This world sometimes values loud voices and fast actions, but the energy that truly changes a room is calm, grounded presence. You don't have to shout to be heard. You don't have to push to be respected. When you walk with peace in your heart, people feel it. When you speak from love, even in soft tones, your words carry weight. And when you listen fully, without needing to rush or fix or impress, you create space for connection. That is powerful. You can be a quiet leader, a gentle guide, a calm force. You can be someone who uplifts others just by being steady and kind. This is not about pretending to be happy all the time. It's about choosing love even when it's hard, choosing compassion when you could judge, choosing patience when you feel overwhelmed. These choices don't make you weak. They make you radiant. Try this affirmation with me now. My presence is powerful. My kindness is strength. Say it again. Feel it in your body. You don't have to be anyone else. You don't have to meet the world's expectations of what strength looks like. You get to define it for yourself. And when you choose to lead with love, to act with care, to speak with intention, you are living in your power. Confidence is not always loud. Sometimes it's a soft voice that says, I will show up with love anyway. Sometimes it's a gentle hand on your own heart. Sometimes it's a quiet breath in a moment of stress. These are the moments that build real strength. Not the kind that fades when applause stops, but the kind that stays with you through every season. You are enough in your quiet nature. You are strong in your stillness. And the world needs more of that. More love, more grace, more presence. That is your gift. That is your power. And it shines even when no one else sees it. We've all been taught in one way or another that we need to prove our worth, that we need to work harder, be louder, do more, or be better just to feel like we matter. But all of that trying, all of that pushing, all of that effort to be enough leaves us tired. It leaves us disconnected from who we truly are. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You are already enough. You are already worthy of love, of peace, of joy, just as you are. When we let go of the need to be perfect, to be liked by everyone, to win approval, something beautiful happens. We begin to live more freely. We begin to trust ourselves more deeply. We begin to feel lighter. There is a peace that comes when we no longer carry the burden of proving. That peace is your birthright. You don't have to earn it. You just have to remember it. This may take practice because the world often sends a different message. It may say, do more, be more, fix yourself. But I want you to hear this. You are not broken. You never were. You just forgot how whole you already are. Take a moment to let that in. Take a deep breath and whisper to yourself, I let go of needing to prove. I am already complete. Breathe again. Let that truth settle in. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to justify your choices. You don't need permission to rest, to say no, to walk your own path. You don't need to impress others to deserve kindness or success. You are enough, just by being, just by breathing, just by living from your heart. I invite you to do something gentle today. Write a letter to yourself, a letter that says, you don't have to be anything but you. You are safe now. You are allowed to stop striving and start being. Let that letter come from a place of love. And as you write, feel the weight of old expectations begin to lift. When you stop needing to prove, you make space for true confidence to bloom. Confidence that isn't tied to performance. Confidence that doesn't rise and fall with praise or criticism. Confidence that is steady, quiet, and rooted in self-love. This is the freedom you deserve. To be you, to breathe, to rest, to rise when you're ready, to speak when your heart feels full, and to know deep down that you are always enough, always. I want you to pause for a moment and place your hands over your heart. Feel the warmth of your own touch. Feel the quiet strength that lives inside you. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to rush. You don't have to be loud to be powerful. Your softness is not a weakness. Your silence is not emptiness. It is space. It is room for truth. It is a place where healing begins. You are allowed to be quiet and still be seen. You are allowed to be kind and still be strong. You are allowed to be exactly who you are and be confident in that. Every breath you take in love, every kind word you speak to yourself, every gentle step you take forward, this is power, real power, the kind that can't be taken away because it comes from within. Repeat after me now. I am powerful, I am peaceful, I am enough, just as I am. Let these words be your anchor. Let them be your guide. You don't need to change to be worthy of confidence. You just need to return to yourself. Again and again with love. And every time you do, you will find strength waiting for you. Quiet, steady, unshakable, just like you.